Hey everyone, Rick here, and folks, here we are. We are halfway through our case of Boneyard booster packs, D&D, good old Dungeons and Dragons, icons of the realms, of course, Boneyard. We are prepping the caverns of undeath, populating it entirely with figures from this Boneyard set. We are now moving on to brick number 3, and the fourth one we may do live. I still haven't decided yet. But anyway, here we go. This is brick number 3. Can we get it done in 20 minutes? We were close last time, but as always, I chat way too much. Come on, Rick. We got to tear this thing open if we want to get this done in a timely manner. All right. We know what we're looking for. Check out brick unboxings for the first 2 bricks. There have been some insane figures. I still am reeling after the last one. Boom, here we go. Booster pack number 1 of brick number 3. What do we have? We have... What is this? It doesn't feel very heavy. Okay, well, we've seen this guy before. Let's zoom in because we have our second ochre jelly. You always need some kind of puddle of slime. Again, I always say this at the beginning of each of the videos, but please forgive my lack of Dungeons & Dragons knowledge. I'm really just anxious to get these figures on the table for my own kind of style of play. Avatar of Death. This is our second Avatar of Death. I think I actually like the facial detailing a little better on this one, actually. Maybe, I can't remember what the other one looked like, but yeah, this guy is so cool. All right, next up we have, and this is our third version of this skeleton. Just a simple skeleton. It's like a halfling or a dwarf. And now this is our third of this style. There's 2 different styles of skeletons. And then this is a ghast. And this is, I believe, our third ghast. We've gotten a ghast in each of the first 3 bricks. And this now is our first booster pack, I believe, that is our first entirely duplicate booster pack. All right. Because there are still some figures, even after 2 bricks, there are absolutely still some figures we're searching for. So, come on, booster number 2, we're counting on you here. Doesn't feel very heavy either, to be honest. We're still looking for the Bone Naga. That's one of the figures we're looking for, and this is not it, but this is a second Juvenile Kraken, I believe it is. Let's zoom in on that. Yes, indeed. Juvenile Kraken. Still a very cool fig. This is our second of those. And in fact, that's fantastic. I just thought of that. Because, you know, we do have a lot of water. And there's at least one aquatic fig. And I never thought, yes, this is actually perfect. We can now use these juvenile krakens in those cavernous lakes. Next up, oh my gosh, this is our second one of these, but I love it. This is the Poltergeist. This is such a unique figure. It's like the Poltergeist is tipping the table, tossing the wine candlestick and pitcher of water around. I just love the colors. The blue they did for the water, the pinkish red they did for the wine, the orange flame of the candlestick. It's just such a good looking fig. I love it. And now we have a couple tables that are going crazy. Next up, this is a first. This is the first one of these. And that means this is, I keep calling this a halfling or a dwarf. This is absolutely a halfling, because look at this. This is absolutely a dwarf. So this is the third variation of skeleton. We now have all 3 skeletons. So there is this halfling skeleton, or child skeleton. I don't know, however you want to call it. Then we also have a skeletal archer, humanoid, like an actual human-sized skeleton archer. And now we have a dwarf skeleton. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is a new fig for us, so good. And then last but not least, this is also, I believe, yes indeed, a new figure for us. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. A lich. Oh my goodness, that is freaking fantastic. Look at that. Oh, bad. Come on, get in there on those details. Look at the paintwork on the front of the robes. Yes. Oh, that is so freaking cool. I love it. All right, so we hit home with that second pack, getting 2 figures that we have not already seen. So what can pack 3 have in store for us? Here we go, folks. We're still looking for a bone naga. It's probably not in here. This one is, again, not very heavy. Not very heavy at all. And, oh my gosh. Okay. This is interesting. So we do have, first off, let's talk about the big fig in the pack. Oops, what did I do? Come on, zoom in. There we go. Actually, I don't think we wanted to go that far. Boom. This is the Warhorse Skeleton. So that is a cool figure, but this ends up being our third Warhorse Skeleton. We're going to have a stable of skeletal warhorses. But more exciting than that, but still a figure we have had before. This is a Vampire Spellcaster. This is our second one, but still a very cool figure. I love, again, that they could have just done the figure, but they did that dark mist behind them. All right, now this is also, I can already tell, a figure we've had twice before. So this is our third Crawling Claw. Another dismembered hand. You know, you have a bunch of dismembered hands. That's not a bad thing. And then you can never have too many zombies. Just like with the skeletons, there are 3 variations of skeletons, but 2 variations of zombies. This is, I believe, our third of this particular variation of zombie. Still very cool. In an undead cavern, you're going to need a lot of those. So having multiples of those is a good thing, in my opinion. All right. So far, 3 boosters, 2 figures we haven't had before. I should be keeping track of... Oh, this is heavier. I should be keeping track of which exact ones we're missing. I do know for a fact we do not have the Bone Naga yet. So could this be the Bone Naga? Or something else that I've completely forgotten about? It's not, but it is a big figure that we have had before. This is the good old Skittering Horror. Again, a very cool figure. And one of those that, yeah, you could probably have 2 of. I don't know if I want 3 or 4, but this is our second Skittering Horror, right? Or third. Nope, it's just our second. So 2 of those, not bad. All right, what's next? What is next? And I know the more we open, the more duplicates we're going to find. This is, I believe, our third Wraith, which, again, a Wraith may be a figure you can have multiples of. And then, next up, we have, oh my gosh, is this our first 4 of a kind? This is a Dread Warrior. I believe this is our 4th Dread Warrior. And last but not least, I believe this is our 3rd Phantom Warrior. Dread Warrior. Wait, what was that? A Wraith Warrior? Yeah, Dread Warrior. And now we have a Phantom Warrior. This is, I believe, our 3rd Phantom Warrior. So again, a booster pack of entirely duplicates. God, I wish I knew how many figures that we still had left to try to get. Still the Bone Naga for sure, at the very least. But I'm sure there's others. I don't know, maybe not. After we do the 4th brick, we'll come back. Oh my gosh, here's one we don't have. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, and I hope we get more of this guy too. honestly, because this is freaking cool. I want multiples of this. Look at this. This is a rot troll. Oh my gosh. Look at that. You can kind of see it's almost like a translucent kind of rot aura coming off of him. That is so cool. Look at that face. Oh my gosh. I love this guy. Now, this is someone I would not mind having multiples of. Of course, if I say that, I probably won't get any more. Here is another ghoul. Seems like whenever we get a ghoul, we get a ghast. Whenever we get a ghast, we get a ghoul. They're very similar. But again, so that's our third ghoul, I believe. Oh my gosh, look at this. In one brick, we got a second vampire spellcaster, which means this is now our third vampire spellcaster. And remember how I said they could have just done the figure on its own? Well, it almost was. It did come off of its stand. A little super glue will fix that. Or maybe this is a chance to modify it and maybe do it on its own without this whole thing going on. So actually that may have been a blessing in disguise, because I don't know how many of these on this base I really need. Very cool though. And then last but not least, I think we have had this once before. This may have been from the very first booster pack we ever opened. We haven't seen this guy in a long time. This is the second carrion crawler that we've pulled. Very weird. Oh, it's so shrimp-like. For some reason, it reminds me of shrimp. I don't know. Don't ask me why. All right, we are now beyond the halfway point of this brick. Come on, we got to do something here. Would I say that this troll's definitely the highlight for me of this brick, but is it enough to blow me away? Because the first two bricks, in each brick, we had one figure that blew me away. This troll may be that figure for this brick, but we'll see. All right, booster pack number 6 of 8. 2 left after this. Oh, I see a will-o-wisp on top, one that we've already had. Okay, so this is, I believe, our second. Oh, zoom in. I believe our second Odiug. Very cool. And I said it when we pulled the first one. Definitely would not mind having multiples of these guys. And then we have another ghost. I believe this is our third ghost. Here's that will-o-wisp I spotted earlier. I think that's our third or fourth. And then here is another one that I absolutely want hordes of. Here is the other skeleton. This is the second variation of skeleton, because there's 3 variations. This is the skeletal archer. In this brick, we actually got all 3 of the skeletal variations. The halfling skeleton, the dwarf skeleton, and the skeletal human archer. Oh, love it. And I want as many of these as possible. I love these skeleton archers. You can absolutely have a horde of those just firing away down a narrow cavern passageway. All right. 2 left. Which is it going to be? I don't know which one was heavier. I'm not sure. I think we're doing good on time. Probably because we've been having so many duplicates. All right, here we go. Oh, another duplicate. I've seen this guy before. But it is still very cool. And now that I have 2 of these, I may do what I speculated about doing when we had the first one. So this is an Elder Obelix, where it looks like just a big old blood clot that's somehow controlling this poor guy. But what I hypothesized about doing originally was taking this guy off and putting him on his own base like a villager, because I love him as a figure by himself. And I don't know how many of these exact, poses I need running around. So I may actually take this guy off and rebase him on his own, because he looks kind of cool. All right, and then moving on, here is the other variation of zombie. Again, yes, we are getting the duplicates where it counts. Here is the very first iteration of zombie. So here we now, in this brick, have now gotten both iterations of zombies. I think, I don't know, we've had like 3 of these, maybe 3 or 4 of these. So we're definitely getting some duplicates where we need them. Very cool. And then we have another skeleton, another halfling skeleton. Still very cool. You know, you got a bunch of those running around. And then last but not least, we have, I believe this is our second mummy. Look how big that mouth is. It's like its whole face. A very creepy figure. All right, we are now down. So if I was, you know, I had these last 2 boosters and I was like, okay, which should we save for the finale? I think hopefully we saved the best for last, because that one again was another booster of, I believe, entirely duplicates. So here we go. Last booster. I don't know if it's heavy enough to be a bone naga. Let's find out. Nope, but it is something else that I absolutely love. Now this is our second one of these. And I don't think it's much of a spoiler to say that the first one we got was broken. It was severed right there where the spine meets the hip. So, I've actually already repaired it. So it's good to go. And I said at the time, I want another one. This is the Hill. The Hill giant skeleton. And just in general terms, it's just a gigantic skeleton. Huge giant skeleton with a big club. Generic enough where I absolutely can use multiples of those. Here's another one I also said I could use multiples of, and that is the classic vampire spawn. Oh yeah, very cool. Just kind of a generic vampire spawn. You use them as a zombie or whatnot. Here is another, I think this is our, I want to say at least 3rd of these. This is a spawn of Caius, where it's this crazy, creepy zombie thing just infested with these green, maggoty worms or slime or something. Very creepy. Does it have something in its hand? Maybe. No, it just has a fist. All right, and then last of this whole brick. Ooh, he's kind of popping out of his base a little bit. But it is a Deathlock. All right, folks, there it is. Deathlock. Very cool, but I think this is our 3rd Deathlock. All right, folks, that is it. And we actually made it in good time, too. Here's what we pulled. Not bad. This was brick number 3, but out of this whole brick, I think the only new figures were this one, and this one. Am I wrong? I think so. We only had 3 new figures. The rest of these were duplicates. I'm still not sure what we still need. We need a bone naga for sure. That last booster brick is all we have left. We are down to brick number 4. I may do that one live. We'll see. I'm not sure. But anyway, folks, thank you all so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And until next time.